motion to table it, and then staff gives staff an opportunity to go back and talk with the photographer about the best way to sort through the discount.
Yeah.
First, I would like to open the floor to public comments, if anybody has a comment on this subject.
Okay.
Now is an opportunity for you to come forward and be heard. That being the case, I'd entertain a motion.
I will make that motion to table the consent item number 4 to the next regular council meeting on the 17th.
Second.
Motion, second Harrison, that we table consent item number 4 until the June 17th council meeting.
Mayor? Ma'am, I'm sorry.
Call for a vote.
Oh. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Jeff, was there something else that you
I apologize for interrupting the motion, but wanted to make sure I was clear on exactly what you wanted me to bring back to you. The option or the discussion of reducing the 15% commission, reducing all packages offered and items offered to our customers by 15%, and then as a separate option, if we could provide a coupon of some kind and how that might be administered. Correct?
I believe that's correct, yes. Is that what you were seeing, Steve? Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
We'll bring that back to you.
All right. Okay, new business item number 1, consider authorizing the city administrator to execute 4 change orders to the contract for the White Drive Sewer Project. Jim?
The sewer project has encountered a few situations that were not anticipated. The change order number 1, for instance, is for storm pipe. There are 4 corrugated metal pipes that cross the road in this section on Washington Street. The bottom is rusted out of all 4 of those, and we don't want to go back and pave over the road and then have to go back and cut up the road to take these out and fix them later. So we've asked the contractor for a proposal to do that, and change order number 1 is his proposal. Change order number 2 is the asphalt from about the city park over to White Drive, about the first block of the project. And we had anticipated that we would have about 6 inches or more of pavement and would be able to mill off 1.5 inch. That was the design, and based on the cores and things that we did take, that was, that would have been the case. As it turns out, there is only, generally speaking, 4 inches of pavement in that block on top of 6 or 8 inches of AB3 gravel. And if you mill on 4 inches, try to get 1.5 inch out, you're going to get 4. So we've asked the contractor for a price to mill 4 inches out and put 4 inches back, so that the pavement section would be intact when we get finished. Now, the second block is a different mixture, so that may come up here shortly, but we don't have anything on that yet. The third one is some curb that actually we didn't pick it up until we did the photos in the field, but there are some portions of curb that are actually 2 inches low compared to the other sections of curb, and rather than essentially come back with a nice new street with some areas of curb that are low and looks less than it could be, we asked him for a change order for that also. It's a fairly minor amount, so it's certainly will make the project look a lot better when it's finished. And then the 4th change order, we have an issue with rock on the project, and we're still working through that issue in order to get the project to a point where we can allow the school district to hook onto the sanitary sewer. we asked the contractor to, rather than continue on some of the rock, which we had in question, to go to the south side of the tracks and, first add a manhole on the north side of the tracks, then one on the south side, or two on the south side, and 110 feet of pipe, which would then open up the ability to carry the sewer underneath the tracks in the highway to the north side, and then we could pump from there to the last manhole on the east side of Washington that he has also got into place. Short of doing that, which was not in his plan, we would have no way to pump the sewage around and let the school look on. We'd be waiting for the contractor to finish the project, at least for the pipe part of it, before we could take the school off of the porta potties that they're going to be using here for a week or so. That's just during the time when they're moving people are moving their equipment in, so it's not an issue now. But if it runs on past about the 1st of July or thereabouts, the teachers will start to want to move into their classrooms by that time, and we're going to be in a time bind if we don't do it this way. Because I doubt that the project is going to be ready to go. We haven't even brought the other change order to you about the rock, which is not completed, but there is an issue with rock on the project, and we can't get that to you until at least the 17th of June, and then it'll be at least a good month additional. It'll be around the 1st of July before we can get the thing started back up again at that point. So that's the reason for these 4 change orders.
Questions?
Actually, I guess 2 questions. One, more 2 change orders, 1 through 3. By doing these, I know that they were unforeseen, but now that we'll be able to act on those, will it make maintenance of the project down the road less expensive because we're going to tackle those issues now?
Yes, it certainly will.
Okay. And then the other part of change order 4, I think, is directly related, well, not part of, most of it is probably due to the school construction, correct? And having to
Yes.
get it online. Are they going to help with any of the cost at all? Have we talked to the school district about partnering in the cost at all?
We have not asked them to do that. They're going to have a cost in the meantime to maintain the porta potties and some other issues, so we haven't asked them to partner on that as yet.
Do we have any idea of how long we're going to have to pay for the pump arounds?
Well, the amount that we're showing on the change order is 1 month,
Okay.
and we certainly hope to be done at the end of that 1 month,
So that would put us at July 1st.
give or take, yes.
So where are we in that shared maximum cost that the council agreed to assume?
On this project, there was no share. This is the,
I mean, but are we within, we had a maximum amount budgeted for the shared cost of the entire infrastructure project. Are we?
this is well below that. Yeah, the bid for the project came in at about $602,000, and the engineer's estimate on that, which we had budgeted going in, was over $800,000.
So aren't we, just by the fact that how we negotiated that deal, aren't we on the hook for the cost up to that, whatever that number was, which was half of the total? In other words, this is just one small component of something that's this is something that's added onto because we didn't know if the problem existed.
That's correct.
But it is part of the same project, which we agreed to pay up to a certain amount.
No, it's not part of that project.
It's not part of it because,
The school district project goes from the tracks to the south, south to the school, builds Grand Street and the water lines for that and the water lines interior to the school. This project is totally standalone at city cost.
This one's, they're 2 separate pieces. As far as projects go, they're 2 separate things.
This was one that we had separate on our capital improvement plan that we escalated for this project.
we accelerated the
Yeah.
timeline.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. But the school's not under any obligation as far as the partnership deal that we entered into. So I think it's a valid question.
Well, I think it's valid from the standpoint of, well, sewer is it's a pretty critical part of infrastructure. And, I would almost think that it would be time to take this to USD 231 and see what they would be willing to assist with, because this obviously is something, they can't open that school without the sewer lines. And we can't